Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my top 5 tips to recover from hard workouts. So if you feel like you're constantly sore or you can never recover from one workout before it's time to train those muscles again, this video is for you, so let's get into it. So tip number 1 is all about your nutrition. If you are under eating, your body is not going to have the energy it needs to repair those muscles. So the first thing you want to look at is your calories. Your actual calorie goal is going to be dependent on you personally and also what your goals are at the time. So if your goal is to build or maintain muscle, you should already be eating at calorie maintenance or in a slight calorie surplus. So if you're doing that, your body should have enough energy to recover. If you feel like it doesn't, then maybe you need to reevaluate your calorie goals and increase them a little bit. It gets a little bit more complicated when it comes to fat loss goals because obviously you have to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose fat, which can negatively impact your recovery. But in order to minimize that, you want to make sure that your calorie deficit is not too extreme. So if you are severely under eating and you're in a calorie deficit of 500, 1,000 calories every single day, then yes, your recovery is going to be negatively impacted by that and you're going to struggle to recover from your workouts. So make sure that you are not in too aggressive of a deficit, and you also want to make sure that if your calories do start to become too low where you're approaching like 1,000 to 1,200 calories a day, maybe reevaluate and try to do something like a reverse diet to slowly build those calories back up before going back into a fat loss phase. Because eating in a severe deficit like that is going to prevent your body from recovering. It's also going to start causing your body to eat away at your muscle for fuel, which is going to decrease your muscle mass. So all those things are things we want to avoid. So overall, you just want to make sure that you are not severely under eating for too long if your goal is to maintain muscle and increase your recovery. The other thing to keep in mind with your nutrition is protein. So protein is the building blocks of muscles. So if you don't have a high enough protein intake, your body is not going to have the materials that it needs to repair the damage to your muscles. So a lot of people think that you need to drink a protein shake right after your workout. That's not necessarily true. Studies recently have shown that there's not this anabolic window where you have to get in protein within 30 minutes to an hour of finishing your workout. It's much more about your protein intake throughout the whole day. So take a look at your protein goal and make sure that it is adequate enough to allow muscle recovery, especially if you're training really hard. Tip number 2 is to utilize active recovery. So if you get done a hard workout and then you go sit on the couch for a couple hours, of course you're gonna get up feeling pretty stiff, right? So you wanna make sure that you're staying moving. That's gonna prevent your muscles from getting super tight and stiff and sore. So try going on walks or doing some light activity throughout the day after your workouts and also on your rest days. If you take your rest days to just sit around and do nothing, there's no blood flow going to your muscles because they're not having to do anything, and that's going to slow down the recovery process because they're not getting all the nutrients and blood flow that they need to repair and recover those muscles. So make sure that you're trying to stay moving as much as possible, and that is going to reduce your overall muscle soreness. So number 3 is to have a good warm up and cool down routine. So if you go to the gym and you jump straight into a heavy set and then you get done your workout and jump straight in the car to drive home, that is definitely not going to be optimal for your overall muscle recovery, and it also is going to increase the likelihood of injuries. So when you get to the gym, start with a good warm up. I like to do 5 to 10 minutes of low intensity cardio. This is just going to get your heart rate up, your body temperature up, and also get some blood flow to your muscles. And then on your first exercise or even 2 exercises, make sure you incorporate warm-up sets. So what I mean by that is you're not jumping straight into your working sets. You do a couple of light sets working up to that working weight. That's gonna get your muscles used to that movement pattern. And again, get blood flow in the muscles that you're working for that day. And then same thing when you get finished your workout, it's kind of the reverse process for a cool down. You don't wanna go straight from intense exercise to sitting in your car on the drive home. You wanna kind of slowly bring your heart rate and your body temperature down through a cool down. So again, you can do 5 to 10 minutes of some really light cardio just to slowly bring your body down from the intense workout that you were doing. Another thing that you can incorporate into either your warm up or cool down is foam rolling. So again, there's not necessarily a study out there saying for sure that foam rolling is effective at decreasing muscle soreness or increasing mobility, but in my experience, it does help a lot. And it's not gonna hurt anything by doing it. So if you enjoy it and you feel a difference from doing some foam rolling before and after your workouts, I definitely recommend trying to implement that and see how it works for you. So number 4 is to start taking creatine. There's a lot of supplements out there that claim to aid in your recovery, but creatine is one of the most researched supplements, and it has been shown to have a lot of benefits through a lot of those studies. So it can not only increase your performance through your workouts, but also increase your recovery after your workouts. So it's a pretty inexpensive as far as supplements go, and it has had a lot of research backing its effectiveness. So I definitely recommend taking creatine for anyone, whether your goal is to lose fat, build muscle, stay healthy. I think it can really help with any of those goals. I know a lot of people avoid creatine because they heard that it causes you to retain water. In reality, creatine draws water into your actual muscles, which is really good for muscle performance and recovery through your workouts. And most people are not going to experience a ton of excess bloating or water retention in like their stomach area from creatine. So overall, the benefits far outweigh the side effects of taking creatine. So like I said, I definitely recommend it for pretty much everyone. So last but definitely not least is number 5, get enough sleep. Sleep is essential for muscle recovery. That is the time that your body repairs itself from everything you've done to it throughout the day. So ideally you want to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night, but if you can at least get 6 hours of sleep, that's going to be essential for making sure your body can recover from the damage that you're doing to your muscles through your workouts and throughout the day. If you struggle to get enough sleep at night, I recommend having a structured schedule of when you go to bed and wake up every day. So even on the weekends, try to wake up at the same time. That's going to keep your body in a structured schedule, and it'll kind of get into a rhythm of going to bed and waking up at the same time every night. You can also have a wind down routine where you limit bright lights, try not to watch TV or play on your phone right before bed, and have some things that kind of decompress you and de-stress you before you try to go to sleep at night. You can also try not to eat a heavy meal right before you go to bed, and limit your caffeine intake 8 hours before your scheduled bedtime. So just to recap, if you want to increase your muscle recovery, make sure that you're eating enough calories and protein, utilizing active rest, have a proper warm up and cool down routine, try taking creatine, and make sure you're getting enough sleep every night. If you're doing those 5 things and you still feel like you can't recover, try taking a look at the actual workouts that you're doing, because that could be the problem. So for example, if you're training quads and you're doing a barbell squat, a hack squat, a split squat, all in the same workout, those are all lengthened bias exercises, which are not only a little bit redundant to do all of them in one day, but they're also gonna cause more damage to your muscles than shortened bias exercises. So if you're doing too many lengthened exercises in one workout, you're causing a lot of damage to your muscles, which is going to make it a lot more difficult to recover from. So I typically do 1 lengthened and 1 shortened bias exercise for each muscle group in a workout. And if you're training those to the proper intensity, that's gonna be plenty to stimulate muscle growth or whatever your goal is for that particular workout, without causing a ton of excess damage and limiting your body's ability to recover. You wanna join the video? Do you wanna be in the video? I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can leave a comment down below of what other videos you'd like to see from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.